players that are just going to, you know, fist bump either side, well done, next game. And I think that's what's working for them. He said it himself. It's working for us so far. We're going to stay calm.
Fair enough. Well, without further ado, it's time to kick off OpTic Gaming versus FaZe Clan. Over to our casters.
Thank you so much, Benson. Atlanta, chug that G Fuel. It's time to get hyped, baby. This is an epic match, one that a lot of people expected to see maybe in the grand finals of the tournament, but no, these two teams are playing for just top 4 now.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy to think about that. You know, they match up in Vegas, FaZe comes out on top in this one, and this event's been kind of weird for both sides. You know, OpTic, they lose early, they go down, they have a very tough match against Panda, which, I mean, we're watching some of the back with the players, like Panda, like taking OpTic to game 5. They played him really tough. And the one thing I think Momo hit on the desk is that, you know, OpTic has not looked good in their hard points thus far. They lose 3 total to Panda this weekend, you know, the 1 in the pool and then the 2 today. They need to be much better than that against FaZe.
Well, we're opening up, of course, with a Hardpoint game number 1. You'll also see it in game number 4 if we get there. A little bit of history, though, Matt. Looking at this matchup in particular with these exact rosters, FaZe Clan has never lost to OpTic Gaming. They didn't play each other all last year in Black Ops 3, but they already have a win in IW.
Yeah, I mean, just think about how long that streak has gone on for, like all the way from Advanced Warfare through Black Ops 3 and now into Infinite Warfare. This FaZe roster has not lost to OpTic Gaming on LAN. Speaking of Clay, they can't beat them online, so it kind of goes the other way online. But you got to imagine FaZe, they have a ton of confidence going into this one. Though OpTic Gaming, they can get fired up after that last win against Panda, kind of carry that momentum into this match.
And you saw Scump, you heard from the analyst desk, they were talking about Scump just shaking with energy after that last win, the round 11 clutch from Karma. Is it gonna be enough to light the fires here on the main stage? We're about to find out. 25 seconds away from kicking off this game. Atlanta, are you ready? That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, they sound like they're ready. And I think, look, for OpTic Gaming, I think it's no secret. The keys for them to win are going to be Crim6 and Karma. You expect to see very good games from Formal and Scump. You need one of those 2 players to show up big in this matchup.
And I do want to point something out as soon as you see this game kick off. Take a look at Crim6's clan tag here. He's going back to the old school Crimbot, throwing in some EG.
And look, I feel like, you know, Crim just needs to play a little bit more selfish. I mean, he just opens up so many things for the rest of his team, but when he's at his best, I mean, he is making those crazy individual plays, and you see right off the rip, he's going to pick up 2.
Crim6 maybe playing a little bit of mental games with Clayster on the other side. The 2 captains trying to get in each other's head. You know, technically Scump, he's the old man on this OpTic squad, but really Crim, he has been the leader for this team, opening things up 2-1. Scump on your screen, though, he is probably the most dynamic, the most devastating player if he can get rolling early on.
And it's going to be a tough game 1 for FaZe because obviously OpTic coming off the momentum of that previous match. You know, FaZe, they're in the back, they're watching, they're trying to get warmed up. You just can't replicate that same kind of game mentality when you're trying to warm up here in the back as opposed to having a major match on a side station. And after the break here, it's going to be OpTic getting a little bit of a lead, Chris. And I think what's important is FaZe keeps this game manageable until they start to heat up.
Scump and Formal picking up 2 big kills. You take a look at your mini map, and the rotation definitely going to go in favor of OpTic Gaming. It's going to be FaZe trying to break through. Clayster's going to go on the long flank while his 3 teammates are set to make a hit from the top.
Yeah, the teammates are going to try and force the players in cell block out onto that platform, and Clay was going to pick him up, but he's going to fall. Just a really slow push here coming in from FaZe Clan. They know they have to get a pinch going, and Abel's going to pick up 1 there. Going to throw a grenade, pre-aim a corner, but still, I mean, just not a ton of pressure from FaZe Clan coming in right now. OpTic racking up a ton of time.
OpTic has struggled in the hard points against teams that hit with all 4 at a time. That's what you saw from Panda over and over again. FaZe, they play hardpoint a little bit differently, trying to set up some flanks, trying to get all the angles covered. And OpTic Gaming, their setup so far, handling it very well.
You know, after the FaZe loss, I just saw to E United. I talked with some of their guys, and I was like, look, like the way you guys played in that game 5, you guys played scared. You guys played slow. Like, you can't play like that, and they know this. And they're coming out at the beginning here and looking really flat. No aggression coming out from the side of FaZe Clan. Not a good sign to see.
12-3.
Good sign to see.
12-3 are Scump and Crim6 combined. Scump gonna fall there, but Zuma and Attach gonna try and push forward here for FaZe. They're set up early in this graveyard. This is where we've seen a lot of teams just gather a full 60 at times. FaZe, they need a full 60 just to get back in this.
I mean, for as bad of a start it's been for FaZe, I mean, they take a ton of time here. They're right back in it within, 10, 15 points. And OpTic Gaming does not have streaks to use on this hardpoint. That's the one thing you can use to break this once the other team gets set up.
Enable with a 2-piece from range. looking over Attach, who has this K-bar ready to roll. And the NV4, so devastating when you put it in this man's hands. Enable hitting 4 shots, but unable to finish the kill. Now he's gonna get poked out of the sky. It's Karma once again. Captain Clutch is gonna get 3 kills, and they will break through. FaZe no longer scoring. OpTic extending their lead to about 60 points at the end of this hill, and it looks like they should be able to push here on the commissary.
Well, no, they have one player in the back for FaZe. That's going to be Clayster. He needs to pick up some big kills. He grabs one on Clayster, picks up a big one, but you do see Karma pinching on him. The hill going to get in control of OpTic Gaming.
Zuma with a nice kill there. Enable as well in the feed. Scump gonna make sure that they're gonna have the outside perimeter, but it's Zuma controlling the spawns, puts FaZe in the better position. They're inside early. OpTic all going along the wall run. One at a time, they're gonna be jumping in. Smoke's coming out here.
Now you're going to see OpTic Gaming keep running over that wall run. That's the only way they can get back towards the hard point, and they break it. And I was actually going to say I was a little bit nervous for OpTic Gaming there because with how poorly FaZe has played, you got to put this team away. We know they're capable of making runs. They were letting them just kind of hang around a bit, but now OpTic Gaming taking the rest of this time, building a big lead.
115 to just 52 from FaZe. As we're about to rotate once again, you see Scump setting up with Crim6 in the middle of the map. Karma, uncontested, is going to pick up every last second of scrap time in the commissary. And Attach trying to get something going. He's 6-9. Clayster, your leader, 6-10. Off to very slow starts. And Zuma, even he's negative at this point. And this is a guy who is normally one that could just get things going in your first 3 minutes, really set the tone for the squad.
Yeah, it is not good. I mean, through the first rotation of hard points, nobody on FaZe even has above 10 kills. I mean, you're just not going to be in games when you play like that, especially against a firepower team, you know, a team with such slay-heavy potential like OpTic.
Karma showing you why it's so difficult to get him outside of the hard point. He's throwing down smokes, covering himself very well already with 1:03 of hill time. Formal, 1:13 leads everybody in the lobby, and the highest you got over on the FaZe side, just 30 seconds. They haven't been able to control these hard points, but for now, you have Enable in that hill. We'll see if FaZe can gather a bit of time. The big rotation coming through, Formal all alone, is going to have his hands full.
Yeah, he's got Clayster in the back as well. And Formal just needs to play his life, stay alive. The same way we saw FaZe try and pinch, you're going to see the same thing OpTic try and do here. 1 kill would be huge for Formal. I think he knows exactly where this player is.
Call out comes in, Zuma executed. Now the second player going to be challenging from the mid. Scump on the back flank is going to pick up one. Karma is there as well. So it's going to be OpTic Gaming collapsing once again. Formal just playing this one so slow, and it's paying dividends.
Yeah, Formal just staying alive in the back opens things up for the rest of his team. Just needs to pick up 1 kill, and then everyone starts to rotate around for FaZe, trying to pick up different angles. The rest of OpTic just floods in.
OpTic Gaming playing with all new energy here in Hardpoint. FaZe does not have an answer up to this point. No one positive at this point. You only have Enable at 12-12. Who is going to be the player to start the momentum?
It's going to be tough even getting momentum, Chris, to be quite frank. I mean, you just see the kills piling up in OpTic Gaming's favor here. You got Formal on a 5 streak, working towards some score streaks as well. He gets those. This Grave Hardpoint's going to go to OpTic Gaming's favor. And then, look, you're looking at like a 230, 81. Maybe FaZe gets over 100 here, and that would be very difficult for them to come back from.
Scarab got absolutely nothing done. Informal will collect his 6th kill, though, for OpTic Gaming. He's been alive for a full 90 seconds. I've been keeping my eye on him on the mini-map. He survived throughout the entire cell block. Now he's on the flank. He's the man running along the perimeter. His teammates are going to be the first players into action. Formal staying alive, knowing how important streaks could be at the end of this game. But already, this one looking pretty one-sided for game number 1. 204 and counting to just 90.
I mean, just look at everywhere from the FaZe guys are playing from. I mean, they're spawning all over the map. They're just pushing in one by one. Not good for the first game for FaZe Clan, as you see Scump inside the hardpoint, just dancing around, going to take the rest of this time. FaZe going to try and rotate here. I mean, I guess you can go over to commissary, but even if you get a full 60 there, Chris, what does it really do for you? You're down by so much still.
Last time I looked at Zuma, he was 8-10. Since then, he was 11-18. Does pick up his 12th and 13th kill, but really, he has been shut down in this game. You look at Attach, he's had moments where he's able to pick up 1-2 kills, but never more than 3. Scump on a 5 spree is looking to close this one out. 231 to 100. FaZe Clan trying to get out of the 100-point club, but OpTic Gaming could shut it down on this hill. They only need 14 more.
Yeah, and Scum's got those full streaks as well. He's got one player coming around the back. Nice gunfight there for Attach, but see FaZe, I mean, at this moment in time, they just have to resort to flying towards the hard point. You're not going to be able to break this commissary.
And FaZe fighting for control. They're going to lose the battle. It's Crim6 surviving the attack from 2. Make it 3 players. 250 to 100.
That looks like a completely different OpTic Gaming team than we've seen all weekend long. I mean, look, they're beating up on some teams in pool play. Great. Doesn't really do anything for me. You got to beat the big dogs. They come in here with a big performance in game 1.
And you can see the energy that OpTic is playing with now. They're a bit sluggish last night, a little bit tired on Saturday. Here on Sunday, they know what's on the line. And what I love about this matchup, Matt, is it has huge implications on our global pro point standings here in North America. Based on the current tournament results, FaZe Clan has moved